Maybe we'll just go this whole game and not have a Quinn Ewers interception. That's crazy because usually he throws. And as I'm thinking that, I see on 2nd and 4, I see Quinn trying to hit a post in double coverage. Why? Is Quinn Ewers a liability? Sometimes. We're going to get to the bottom of it, though. Look, Quinn Ewers is a phenomenal thrower of the football. One of the greatest talents that we've ever seen throw the football just naturally. The arm angles, the speeds, the way that he can put balls in places, the placement. It's really amazing. And at the same time, as a Texas fan, Quinn Ewers is one of the most frustrating quarterbacks I've ever watched play the game of football. He puts balls in places that they shouldn't be. Okay, he throws when he doesn't need to throw, and he takes shots when he shouldn't be taking shots. And sometimes he's back there in the pocket with lead shoes on. If your ankle hurts, let's put our shit. Anyway, bringing it all back, reeling it back in. I want to talk about Quinn Ewers because there's been a lot of talk about Quinn Ewers being a liability, and I've even made a video begging Sark to bench him coming into the playoffs because I felt like Quinn was just not mobile enough. I felt like he was putting the ball in peculiar situations and really taking us out of games for no particular reason. Our defense was working so hard just to get absolutely ran to death by Quinn Ewers throwing picks or not being able to move the ball in 3 downs. So I'm going to take a peek at this. We're going to listen to some takes. Of course, Colin Cowherd has some things to say. We got the boys out here. What do they call themselves? I forgot what they call themselves. The dudes with things. These dudes. The Barstool dudes. Look at that. And then after that, we also have some stats to look at. So we're going to look at some things. We're going to look at some positives. We're also going to look at some negatives as well. And then we're going to look at some speculation for where he could be because some people say NFL, but it's seeming like it might be another year of college football. So I really appreciate y'all watching these videos and supporting them. If you do like them, leave a like. If you don't like it, dislike it, man. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content, transfer portal coverage, everything else in between, man. Let's hop right into it. So originally out of Westlake, Texas, out of Austin, right? Somewhere around there. The Texas Slinger originally went to Ohio State, and he's got a lot on his plate when it comes to facing Ohio State. That's an elite defense that's been elite since I was born, right? And that's one thing that's been consistent over there. So he's going to have to be able to figure that out and see how he can navigate that. It's a tall task, and it's probably the best defense on a complete side. Maybe not just pass rush, right? You could argue Georgia there. I'm not saying who's a better pass rush because that's close, but it's a totality of a defense. They are a complete defense. Great safeties, great corners, elite in the box there. So he's gonna have his work cut out. So let's hear what Colin has to say. Let's hear what the other boys have to say, and then we're gonna give our opinions, look at some stats, facts, and everything else in between, man.
Many times on the passing game, it's a jump ball. Like he doesn't have defined reads. Too often it's just like, let's just get better players and throw a ball up the sideline. Is that Ewers or Sark?
Yeah, to me, I've been as critical on Sark as anyone over the years. I'm going to defend him here. I think you can look at Ewers' box score. It doesn't look that bad. He's 20 of 30, 322. To me, he's a liability. This is a national championship roster without a national championship quarterback. How many times this year have Texas been in a position where they can really put the nail in the coffin and Quinn Ewers turns the ball over?
Yep.
Or they're down in a game like against Georgia, they're coming back and he turns the ball over. I mean, if he was an NFL player, he would be highly, highly criticized. And I would imagine the Texas Reddit community and the football community, he's a pretty polarizing guy. And everyone's like, we're going to Arch Manning next year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I was a Texas fan, I'd be like, well, why isn't he just playing right now?
Oh, sorry. I was muted. I think we all know why. Quinn, Arch is pretty raw. I'm not sure. He played this year, and he's very, very raw. I wouldn't say struggled, but he threw some silly picks against some not so great teams and not so great defenses, but also did some really great things and does phenomenal things with his legs. I think 2 things. The offense needs to either be molded around him a little more to take advantage of his legs. And look, I think Sark has an offense ready to go. It's just that when Quinn is your guy, the offense is a Quinn Ewers offense. So it's Arch running that with some sprinkles in there. I would love to see next year what it looks like when we really start running the ball and see what everything kind of shapes out to be. I think that's going to be super interesting. So that's why he can't. And then just doubling down on what he said, it just feels like, dog, that whole game of Arizona State, I remember we were getting the second half, and I was like, we haven't had a random Quinn Ewers interception all day. Maybe we'll just go this whole game and not have a Quinn Ewers interception. That's crazy because usually he throws. And as I'm thinking that, I see on 2nd and 4. This is where Sark has to get some blame. On 2nd and 4, I see Quinn trying to hit a post in double coverage. Why? We're up, I think, 2 possessions. And we just, it just is the timing of it, dog. He doesn't. It's like, why? Why are we throwing in there? Why are you throwing terrible balls? Why not just hit the check down? Why are we not running the ball? Let's hear what these folks have to say, huh? If they would say.
I think for most of the season he has kept Texas from their ceiling. There are moments where he looks like the Joe Montana we thought he was going to be, and then there's moments where you wonder, why is this guy out there? And he had that in the fourth quarter last night where he threw that pick. They were up 8, protecting a lead with 5 minutes left. They're throwing for some god. Sark's an idiot. They were throwing for some reason, throws a pick, but he comes back, 4th and 13, his whole legacy on the line, his whole season on the line, and he steps up, makes that throw. Like that's an awesome fucking play by a quarterback who kind of saved him.
What's going on with him? Why is he not?
I don't know. He floats balls when he doesn't need to float them.
Yeah.
He misses throws when he doesn't need to miss them. But again, 4th and 13, everything on the line. He throws a fucking dart. And Golden is like their Jeremiah Smith. He doesn't have the other world. He's not generational talent, but he is by far their best player.
Yeah.
And should get the ball way more than he does.
Gotta agree a lot. Golden, he was not supposed to be, because it was supposed to be Isaiah Bond. You know what I'm saying? That was supposed to be our receiver.
Tommy,
Okay, come on, dog. That was our new shiny toy. We had the freshman Ryan Wingo. So not that Golden didn't have any expectations and everyone thought it was gonna be Buns, but he wasn't supposed to be the main guy. Every single time he gets a chance to catch a ball, first of all, he catches it and he makes a fucking phenomenal play. I don't even know any other way how to say it. Sorry, I don't like cussing a lot. But the kid is out of his mind. Every chance he gets, he does it great. I remember, again, we're throwing for some reason. What was on a 4th and 1, 3rd and 1 coming out into the half. But Golden goes up, gets it. The craziest 4th and 1 conversion I've ever seen. But he gets it, secures it. Hey, happy threw it up to him. So let's talk about, before we get into, because we got plenty of negatives here. Let's talk about some positives, okay? Let's really talk about it. Quinn Ewers threw the pick, watched his kicker miss 2 field goals, and then locked in for 2 huge overtime touchdowns to win the football game, battled through adversity, and came in clutch. I wanted to be stressed and understood that Quinn never falters. It's the moment's not too big. Look, he messes up a lot. But every single time, Quinn never messes up, except for one Oklahoma game, but it's Oklahoma. Except for that one Oklahoma game, he doesn't ever just mess up and then, okay, well, now Quinn's just out the game. His head's not in it. That's just not him. He's just going to be the same dude. He's going to keep trying to sling it, keep trying to do it throughout that double overtime, throughout the picks, it was cool. He was all right, whatever. I'm going to just hit on 4th and 13, and then, first play touchdown. Good job, Sark. Tutter, easy peasy, lemon squeeze. Let's get the fuck off the field. Oh yeah, wait a minute. 2-point conversion all day, every day, twice on Tuesday. What you gonna talk to me? What you gonna tell me? So it's hard to, before we get into the negatives, because look, every player has negatives. Look, every player has their drawbacks. I don't want this to be coming off as me not being grateful. You have to understand that the quarterback position has seen some very, very low lows at the University of Texas before Quinn came. I mean, Ellinger was the last decent quarterback, and then obviously the golden era. You had Colt McCoys and you had Vinny. I mean, we were kind of struggling to have elite quarterback play until Quinn came in the room, and I think Quinn has been one of the most clearly one of the most productive, one of the most electrifying quarterbacks to come through Texas in a very, very long time, and he's really given me some fun football to watch, right? And then again, we talk about those stats for that day. This is the Peach Bowl that everybody's mad at him about. Again, interception was atrocious, but 322, 3 touchdowns and an interception, 6 carries and a rushing touchdown, 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown when you needed it. That's a dude on a limp ankle who's just getting better. So got to give him credit. Sam Levitt did say he was the better quarterback in this matchup, and he got outdueled, just straight up outdueled. I mean, Sam Levitt with 222, dude's a dog. He's phenomenal, but 20 for 30, 322, 3 tutters. I don't know what else you want to. You know what I mean? That dude's a dog. Obviously, the 4th and 13 throw. Let's just take a look at this. We'll watch this, and then we'll get into some of the net, because this is just absolute. And it's like, I want to stress that it's not that it's just, he's good. is when he's good, it's ridiculously good. Let's actually go. Let's go like here. When he's good, it's ridiculously good. So 4th and 13, right? First off, he checks. He doesn't have it here, but he actually checked out of this. He checked out of the play. You can kind of see. You can kind of see Ryan looking. Oh no, he's looking at the ball. Never mind. But regardless, he checks into this. He sees this crazy blitz. He checks into it. He checks into that deep, right? Boom. So he's going to go ahead and hike the ball, obviously. Boom. He calls max protect. So max protect, linebacker, max protect, slide left. So everyone's going to slide to his left, tackle, boom, 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 boom. And that's how the numbers go. And then he's got the last man on with Gunnar Helm. I think Gunnar Helm's going to leak out as well. Yeah, so he's got last man. He's going to come clean that up. All right, boom. 10 doesn't come. They still bring, god dang, like 6. Because he's gonna sit and drop. He's gonna be like a spy. So they end up really bringing 5. Okay, great pickup here, great double team, and then great. First off, let's just get up. Great protection. This is what you want to see from a protection. The fact that you have a tight end and a running back on this end. Yes. You called the numbers perfectly. So even if you wanted to say, okay, he's out here because that's who he's looking for. That's who Kevin Banks is looking right now for. Right? He's looking at 10 because that in the side protection, that's who he's looking for. So he's looking for help immediately on this most outside. Okay, boom, he's not there. So now he's looking to work on the inside. That works because again, you have 2 drops because he's gonna drop. This is gonna get overwhelmed, and then in the middle here, right? Because everyone's sliding to their right. Beautiful, because if they didn't, they'd be SOL. I mean, it wouldn't be bad if they slide to the left, but the fact that they max protect, because what happens is, again, you have 2 man on here, you have 1-on-1, 2 man on here, 1-on-1. Beautiful execution for the numbers there. So just a protection. And my offensive line nerds are going to get in the comments and tell me why I said something wrong there or whatever, but elite stuff, okay? So now he goes. Very important to understand. Now we have to use this because I'm not trying to get copyright claim. He's looking here. He's looking at this out over here. We can't see it, but he's looking at this out. If you can see where his eyes are, and we know this ball's coming right down here. This ball's coming right down here. But look where his eyes are. Look where his feet are. He's gonna look at that. I'm not gonna say it's a no-look pass, but it's kind of a no-look pass because he throws here. He throws here. He's looking here. His feet are, look, boom, boom, 3. Where does this front foot go? Boom, ready to throw out. But what happens? Last second, he's looking. Where does this foot? You can kind of see it. His knees coming forward now, right? Look, there you go. You can see it. Toe pointed. Where's it pointed? It's pointed at that post, baby. It's pointed at that post, and he just slings this thing. A little bit of a duck. But I was wondering, like, why did he underthrow it? He underthrew it because it was a no-look pass. That's why he underthrew it, and it was a duck. You see this safety crashing here? Yeah, because he was looking hard as over on the other side. So, yeah, it's underthrown, but they were both fooled because of how hard he was looking. I was like, man, that was a good read, but kind of underthrown because, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of right here. Then again, you don't want to put it too far out here because then he's going to be able to break it. Is it underthrown? But it's a little wobbly is really what I want to say. And I think it's because it was basically a no-look pass. It's where it needs to be. Touchdown. The horns go on. 4th and 13, one of the greatest plays that I think that man's ever going to make in his life. Not because I don't think he's a great football player, just because 4th and 13 when you need it most. I mean, who else can give it to you? So let's talk about some negatives. We can go very, 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 very long on these negatives, man. Look, we're going to start with pocket stuff. And this is going to be really quick because you have to understand, and we all have to understand, look, he was dealing with an injury, right? He was very vocal about it. We might as well just stay in small media, huh? He was very vocal about him dealing with an injury. Not vocal about it, but we understood that he was dealing with an injury. So I think that at the time before we knew that he was dealing with his injury, though, it was kind of a mystery because he does this a lot, especially when pressure was sent. It's almost like he freezes up, even if he has the right call. Right now, you've got a running back on a blitzing line. Wait, is he a blitzing linebacker or is that a – yeah, okay. So you have a running back on a blitzing linebacker. It's not where you want to be, but it's not terrible. You've got 2 here. You've got running back here. You got 1-on-1-on-1. Again, not – oh, and he's coming late. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so they sent some late heat. That's a nasty little blitz you sent Arkansas. So they sent some late heat. He's gonna come here through, And my issue is not that, look, Quinn was never some super athlete. I don't expect him to be juking people and going crazy. I just expect him to feel this. I expect him, if his eyes, look where he's looking, dog. If his eyes are here, the only thing he should see is number 10 flashing in this wide open zone. Great block pickup. Offensive line didn't even need to help. Oh, okay, beautiful. Pick up the backer. Hey, Quinn, look at this. I know, hey, great job on the left side, boys. You gentlemen are doing great. Look at this. Look at this beautiful little space he can just step up in. What does he do? He thinks about, oh, well, I thought it was a good block. He actually got it pushed in. What does he do? He thinks about it late, and it's not even the decision, because he does make that decision. Watch what happens with his feet, though. And we know now it's because of his ankle, but he sacks himself. He makes the right decision. So he sees it. Okay, boom. This gets a little nasty here, and makes the right decision. But he's already going down. Look at where his feet are. This is, if you've ever played football, especially if you play quarterback, hey, a coach is gonna yell at you about this. Okay, I'm no expert in foosball, but I've heard plenty of quarterbacks getting yelled at for this as I was on the other side drinking water. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, that dude's getting eaten up by his goddamn feet over there. But yeah, this is a recipe for disaster. And then on top of that, you kick your own offensive lineman. He didn't have a chance. He sacks himself, and he's done that multiple times. Again, we knew it was an injury, but just want to point that out. This was huge. I talked about this on my last Quinn Ewers benching play. Now, this isn't going to be a pick, but by gosh, it should be a pick. And it shows the problem with Quinn. And it's a fundamental problem. He typically makes really good decisions. People try to come at him for his decision-making, and I used to think it was that. It's actually not his decision-making. He just thinks that he can make every single throw, and he can make a lot of them. Right? I know we talk about Cam Ward does that too. It's that same type of gene, right? But he can make a lot of them. The issue then comes down when I say fundamentals is his feet betray him. Watch this. Should have been, oh, that sounds terrible. Should have been picked. Do you see where he's throwing this ball? Do y'all see his feet? How when he's throwing? Do y'all see this? Do y'all see that he's parallel? That his heels are parallel? And he's throwing to his left. I, again, don't know how much football. I'm not no football expert. But y'all saw that beautiful pass that he threw. That no-look 4th and 13. You notice how his feet were oriented, right? You notice that his back leg was allowing him to drive through on that front leg. You notice his front leg was pointed at where this ball should have been. His toe. His toe is pointed kind of there. And that's fine. His front foot's not the problem. It's this back leg. You see the motion that he does with this? And what happens is, and it's something that a lot of quarterbacks do when people talk about fundamentals, because when I was, learning about football and I'm learning more, again, I played the defense when I was in high school. So, I wasn't an expert in quarterback, but as you learn, and I was under like, what do they mean by fundamentals when it comes to their footwork? A lot of times I've noticed, at least, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, it's often them rushing their feet. And I didn't get that. I didn't understand that until I started seeing it. So watch this. What he wants to do is 3-step, whatever, and then hitch, right? Bum, bum, and then be able to get off that back foot, transfer, and follow through, right? You know how football is thrown, right? Instead, what happens is he sees immediately, oh, I have the matchup. Oh my God, I have it. I need to throw this ball now. That's what he sees. I need to throw this ball now. So instead of, you see how he takes that little chop step? So instead of taking a full step and do it, he chop steps and says, oh, I have to throw this. I got it. I have to have it. And what happens is, great idea. This is not a bad pass. If he wants this to be here, he's got all this space that he can get away from him right now. He can get away from this safety. If he puts it right here, he can get away from this safety. He can put it on that pylon and get away from that safety. Theoretically, this is a rangy dude, but this isn't a bad idea. The badness is that you threw it like it was an inside fit. Like you didn't even give it. He's got a full 3-4 yards to this sideline to work, and you think he can't get it out there. Idea not bad, and I don't know how you don't pick that off, dog. I don't know how you don't. That should have been to the crib. And it all comes down to footwork. Here we go. Here's another example of another pick. Let's see what the culprit is. Is it footwork or is it Oh, and his footwork. Immediately, as you can see, he takes he goes to hitch and he doesn't take a full hitch. He just kind of shortens it and throws off his front foot. You see that? You see how all it was on his front, and now he was getting pressured, so he feels it, and that's how you see that little like that. So he's feeling the pressure and he's feeling his leg. He just throws off that foot instead of stepping into it because he feels like he can't step into it because that dude was about to clobber him. And he just throws an absolute. Did he get hit too? And he got hit too on top of that. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's what happens, man. That is what happens. And then let's see him against Oklahoma here. See him against Oklahoma. And he loves doing this, man. This was. I was like, I know this wasn't this year's game. I swear he wasn't on one this game. So he looks. I can't see his feet. Oh, well, I mean, come on, that's not even. I mean, he did sail that thing though. Golly. There it is. 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Okay, I saw it. Yeah, you saw his front foot. Mm-hmm. You saw that front foot hop up. Watch. Yeah, that's not. You don't want that on your front foot when you're throwing. I've never seen someone throw the football in their front foot hop up. Maybe that's his back foot and it's just the follow through. But I've never seen someone throw with their front foot and then hop with that same foot after throwing it. So that's probably why he threw that thing to Kennesaw State. He threw that thing to goddamn Kentucky. So that's not phenomenal either. That's not great. We talked about this when we talked about that one, and then we'll finish it here with this Georgia one that actually was a pick. We're not gonna talk about the other one. The other pick was like, I mean, that was a little miraculous. Like the dude, like it was like a hit. It went above somebody and dude was looking back. But here we go. So slow again here. 1, 2, 3 gets the hitch and. Every time he just rushes it. He gets so excited. That he rushes it. First off, shouldn't be throwing this. This is another twofer. What? Who's open? This dude on the sideline? Does he think this coach is on our team with the white? Maybe he's throwing to him. Cause who's open? What space were you throwing to? Even if this ball goes where you want it to go, Quinn, on this outside shoulder, what? How is this not going to be a pick? It doesn't. Thank the Lord, it goes on the inside, makes the pick that much easier, and everybody's confused about that because homie had no yards. You just forced it to Golden, and that was basically the game. Luckily, Gunnar Stockton came back and threw a pick and gave us a chance. In conclusion, again, Quinn Ewers is just inconsistent, right? He needs to clean up his footwork. He needs to clean up his decision making. He needs to, and I talk about this, but he beat it last game. But there's something called the Quinn effect, where every single big game he likes to come out in the first quarter, first drive, and absolutely pee his pants and just piss down his leg. I didn't see that in the Peach Bowl, so I had to, I was silent about that because again, he played some good football, but he's going to have to be elite against this Ohio State defense because all of that, getting excited and rushing, like Steve Sarkisian is drawing the things up for him. And we can be mad at Steve, and I'm probably going to have a separate video about Steve and his play calling coming up to the video, and probably when we do the final breakdown and in preview. But it goes without being said that – not goes without being said. It has to be stressed that any of those mistakes – will result in 6 points for the other team against Ohio State. So he's gonna have to be elite. He just gets in his head too much. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that he's a liability, but he's definitely a liability when he makes plays like that. He's definitely a liability when he isn't the usually calm and reserved individual. Because if he is, he can usually dig himself out of some holes that he creates for us. So I got faith in Quinn way more than I have in Arch at this particular moment. Nothing against Arch. I mean, hey, we're gonna love Arch. He's gonna be there for us for next season. But we're gonna put our wagon and attach it to Quinn. And apparently he could be going to UNC. Apparently he be coming back to college football. So as long as he's not here giving headaches and heart attacks to me as a Texas fan and the crazy things that he does and the crazy footballs that he throws, I'll be very, very, very happy. This was a year ago, by the way. It's a completely different world. Shador Sanders and Quinn Ewers as number 1 and 2 quarterbacks. I don't think people look at it as like that anymore. But y'all get down in the comments and let me know. Is Texas a quarterback a liability? Is Texas going to win? Is Ohio State going to win? I have a lot of Ohio State fans here. Y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. Y'all like the video if y'all like it. Dislike if y'all don't like it. We'll see you next time.